Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. Welcome back, Jason. So what exactly is this movie about? Well, this is actually about Tommy Jarvis once again trying to kill Jason Voorhees, try to send him to hell for, once and for all. Is that there will be some spoilers. So let's get right into it here. Now, I'm actually going to switch this around a little bit. I'm going to go with the dislikes first this time because there's really not that many. So with the dislikes, my biggest thing is definitely Tommy Jarvis's his part of the story. It starts off very strong where he ends up, him and a friend end up going to a cemetery where Jason Voorhees is to actually burn his body and, like I said, send him to hell if possible. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Jason ends up, again, Jason lives, comes out of his grave. He actually kills his friend there, which we'll get to that here in a moment there with like death scenes and all that. The thing was that by the time we get to Act 3, his plan really fizzles out. You really think it's pretty strong with his character in Act 1 and even Act 2 whenever he's not in prison. He gets stuck in jail like twice and has to try to find a way to get out both times there. So the thing is that by the end, what he does is he pretty much hangs Jason in the water. Now let me explain what I mean by that there. Tommy Jarvis goes onto a boat, goes somewhere to lure Jason back into the water, where he actually has this big boulder he puts in this boat. He wraps it up with chains, and of course on the other side is a decently open loop to put over Jason's head. But they really didn't like that with Tommy because he had this really strong plan at the beginning. He was planning something else in 2, and then all of a sudden it actually turns out that Megan ends up actually killing Jason. And the thing was that Tommy just assumed that he might be dead, and I really didn't like the way that Act 3 kind of played out, where he had he had the strong motive. You didn't like him, you don't like Jason, what he did to your family and your friends, and this is how it all ends up, And of course, this being the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, this is probably definitely one of my favorite, probably definitely one of the favorite ones, not just of the trilogy, but of the series, for sure here. There were a lot of cutaway kills in this. I wanted to see more. Now let's kind of go backwards here and let's do all the stuff I like. Talked about the violence and all that. Yes, some of the aftermath stuff was really cool, but some of the deaths that I thought that were really cool, that they really showed that were a lot more memorable, even though there's a lot of deaths in here that are really cool, I gotta be honest. So the very first one I want to talk about, and I mentioned this at the very beginning of the film with Tommy and his friend, where his friend tries to help out Tommy by hitting Jason in the back of the head with a shovel. Well, that doesn't quite work. Jason actually makes a fist, puts his fist right through this guy's body, and show him, from the back there, his heart still beating a little bit there. And of course, he ends up falling in the grave, and everybody assumes that Jason is still actually in that coffin, which is not true one bit. Another one I really, really like, I would consider this one the funniest of all the kills, of the ones I want to mention. So there was, I guess, a bunch of company execs in the wood and they were playing paintball. So what happened was, all of them, were playing. They show them briefly, and then this one woman pretty much beats these two guys. No paint on me, and all of a sudden there was one more person that made me laugh there. Pretty much he was the idiot of the company service there. But anyway, there's this one guy, he ended up losing, he was pissed off, he starts talking to himself, he has the machete, he starts like hitting down tree branches and all of that. Jason actually grabs him by the arm and actually throws the guy. And the thing is that the tree that his face runs into already had 2 holes and kind of a mouth that looked like a smiley face. So when the guy kind of tips over a little bit, there you see like this bloody smile, and that actually made me laugh. Jason actually holds up the machete a little higher so we can see as an audience member, and there's his hand and his arm ripped off, still hanging on to the machete there. I think I would have loved to see Jason kind of like maybe shake the machete a little bit to have the arm just drop. That would have been kind of funny, but again, maybe that's just my opinion on that one there. Another one that you don't see this too much, so I had to bring this up. I call it the double kill machete. Well, there was a man and woman, they were out in the woods there. It looked like they were having kind of a night picnic and all of that, and they start making out. The guy, one of them or both of them actually hear a noise. The guy goes investigate, and he actually sees that Jason's about to kill someone else who's already dead. Like he was just going to chop him up into little pieces. And the thing was, Jason sees this guy. The guy runs to his date there. They run to their motorcycle, and just when I think as soon as they turn it on, and the woman's like, "Where are we going?" And the guy's like, "To the sheriff's office." Here comes Jason with the machete, and the machete goes right through both of their bodies. I like that. You know, you don't really see too many of those when he's like killing, you know, like two or three people at once kind of thing. I thought that was kind of cool there. Let's see, and then my final one I want to talk about here is the sheriff. Now, this is Megan's father here, and what happens with him, and he's actually the last one to get it, so he's in the movie a decent amount before he ends up getting it. But what happens is Jason pretty much just bends this guy's body in half. So now let's talk about our characters here. Let's talk about Tommy Jarvis. How much of a difference this is from part 5. Pretty much it's like if you took away part 5 and you went to 4, if you watched part 4 and then came right to part 6, that seems like that works so much smoother almost like 4 and 6 are definitely like almost like one big movie. But this Tommy Jarvis really, the actor really played it very well, was resourceful when he needed to be, trying to get Jason. I liked how much he was a smart character like Corey Feldman, trying to, you know, find a way to kill Jason. Tries it one time, then Act 2 is pretty much him trying to come up with another big plan. Act 3, like I said, unfortunately fizzled out, as I said, with my dislikes there. But I mean, I really liked this actor. I really enjoyed his performance as Tommy Jarvis. Now, talking about the final girl, Megan, the one that's kind of the love interest in this, I guess. She is actually, you know, she has it all. You know, she's very beautiful. She's a very sweet woman. She gives attitude to certain characters, like, you know, bad attitude, sometimes good attitude towards people. But like I liked her as an actress, and she's, like I said, she was very, very nice person there, and I really thought her acting was really good. And I appreciate that there. Let's talk about Megan's father, the sheriff. I liked him. He was a solid character. The other counselors, unfortunately, I can't remember their names, so it's like, you know, if I don't remember their names, are they really that memorable or unmemorable or what? I really like their performances. I mean, yeah, a lot of them are, of course, there, like I've mentioned this many times. A lot of these characters are here just to die. This is the very first time that they ever show children. We have about 2 or 3 children who actually kind of talk. They actually have dialogue. The rest of them are just kind of background characters. I thought they do a really good job there. And now we have to get to C.J. Graham as Jason Voorhees. There's on that. And C.J. Graham was definitely a damn good character. Definitely a good Jason. I gotta be honest for sure here. Okay, now my rating for this film. I'm actually surprised because this is one of those films I really wasn't always the biggest fan of. It wasn't the worst, but it was never the best. But watching it this time around, I really enjoyed it, and I gotta go 3 out of 4 stars. So, have you guys seen Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives? If you have, give me a comment down below. I'd like to know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, is it something, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Definitely give me a comment on that. If you like my review, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like on that. And also, if you want to see more and you haven't had a chance to jump aboard yet with my Friday the 13th, definitely hit that subscribe button there. So, thank you guys as always, and stay awesome.